In this episode, Chef Daniel shows you how to cook the perfect steak.
We've got a wonderful, simple steak with mushroom sauce. Hey everyone, welcome back to Chef Daniel TV. I have a wonderful guest here. His name is Stretch. He's from Brewdog Brisbane. I can't wait to get into showing you how to cook an amazing steak and of course, pairing it up with Brewdog.
I've been in the industry for 20-something odd years. I love beer, so it came a perfect match to join the team at Brewdog Brisbane and start spreading the love around here in New South Wales.
Fantastic. Well guys, what we're going to be starting off with is kind of cooking a wonderful, simple steak. So we're going to get our pan nice and hot and we're going to throw in a little bit of olive oil just to kind of coat the bottom of the pan. Now if you want, you can do this on a barbecue, you can do this in a frying pan. You know, I wouldn't suggest doing it in the oven because this bad boy is a really beautiful piece of eye fillet. One of the secrets I have though, is you want to make sure that steak gets to room temperature before you throw it into the pan. The reason why is if it starts off at around about that 15 to 20 degrees, you only got 30 or 35 degrees to get to the temperature that you like, which is medium, you know, medium rare or anything like that.
Blue in my case.
Oh, if you like blue, really important. If you like blue, you want to try and get that heat up really, really well.
Yep.
Why? Because you want it that kind of red and pink in the middle, but you don't want it cold, like it's come out of the fridge. So I always say, if you like a blue steak, it actually takes longer than a well-done steak. Right? So what we're going to do is get this pan smoking hot, and then we're going to place these steaks into this pan. Now, I quickly touched on the right temperature to cook your steak. What's the right temperature to drink your beer? Is there a right temperature?
You do have your ideal temperature range, and generally it sits between that 4 degrees to 10 degrees mark, depending on the style of beers. But most summer beers, when you're drinking your hazies, your XBAs, you want to sit at around that 4 degree mark, just so you get the full flavour. But it's still nice and refreshing and cool.
Fantastic. Well, guys, what I've done is I've just turned my steaks over. All I've got on there right now is pepper. So after I turn it, I just sprinkle it with a little bit of salt and season that steak beautifully. That's going to be able to allow that salt to come through the steak and open up the breath of flavor, like we were talking about opening up the breath of the actual beer as well. So in here, I've got a little bit of onion. We're gonna throw that in there. We got some fresh thyme. We're just gonna get some mushrooms. Now we've already sealed the steak, so it's already locking in that flavor. And now we're just gonna pour in a little bit of cream and we're gonna let that boil out. Over here, I've got some broccoli, some potatoes, and a little bit of tomatoes, right? We're gonna sprinkle some olive oil over all of it. Just lightly dress it, just so when it's in the oven, it's gonna actually create a lot more flavor. Now we're just gonna sprinkle with some salt, and we're gonna pop that into a 220 degree oven, 6 minutes, right? We're just gonna try and warm it up. That's really all we're trying to do. Now, Stretch, we're making this amazing steak, you know, mushroom sauce, bit of potatoes, some tomatoes there, we've got some broccoli. What beer would you suggest?
So what would go with a steak is an IPA. Just you get those hoppy bitterness characteristics coming through, and just with that grapefruit twist on the end, it'll cut through the cream quite well and make it nice and balanced.
So that little bit of citrus with the grapefruit will kind of get rid of that fattiness.
Exactly.
Right. What is a great tip to pair my beer with my food?
There's no rules out there. You do what makes you happy. Like the wine world, if you want to sit there and drink red wine with white fish, go ahead and do it. Do what makes you happy and what styles make you happy. There are no rules in the beer world. Drink what makes you happy and enjoys.
Now, where did Brewdog start?
Back in Scotland by two guys 15 years ago, and they literally started an industrial shed, and now we are one of the biggest beer brands in the world. We are still independently owned, but we've ventured out into Australia and we've set up a brewery operations in Murray underneath the Gateway Bridge on the Brisbane River to pump out fresh Brewdog to the Australian market.
Oh, that's fantastic. So we're going to plate up our wonderful dish. This is how simple and easy it is. We've got our awesome kind of potatoes and broccoli, right? It's almost just heated up. The tomatoes are slightly soft. So we're gonna put the potatoes just on the bottom of the plate. We're gonna grab our steak just on top. If you want, you can put the sprigs in. If you don't want, I just like to pick them up with my tongs and then use that sauce just to fall over the top, just like so. And now we've got a wonderful, simple steak with mushroom sauce. And of course, like Stretch said, we're going to pair that with the wonderful Elvis juice from Brewdog. Stretch, absolute pleasure as always.
Thank you.
Happy to always have you and Brewdog Brisbane. Until next time, catch you soon. Ciao.